Ready to go.
Morning. Happy that we didn't have a huge storm here in Boston. So for anybody who has family or friends that have no power, I pity them. Very familiar with that. My Puerto Rico hurricane days. It blows and light, just a little bit of wind and it just goes. So Pamela, can you please do a roll call?
Of course. Arana Ortiz.
Present.
I know Zamora Arenas. Yes, she had a conflict with the date when it was picked. Najib Bal.
I'm here.
Tyler.
Here.
Hawkins.
Here.
Leonard. And
He
Russ.
gave you a thumbs up.
I'm here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Right. I'm gonna do my opening statement, affirming our commitment to racial equity and to the principles of diversity and equity and inclusion more broadly. The library is formally committed to becoming an anti-racist organization in response to systemic racism, inequity, and injustice prevalent in our society. We acknowledge also that the Boston Public Library Central Library stands on land that was once water-based ecosystem providing subsistence to the indigenous Massachusetts people. This laryngitis is killing me. And it is a place which has long served as a site of meeting and exchange among nations. We are committed to land acknowledgements for all locations at which we operate. We affirm this commitment to set the context of our planning, deliberations, and public engagement. Will take place from the spirit of welcome and respect, found in our motto, free to all. All right. Next, minutes. Can I please get a motion? I imagine everybody had a chance to review. Can I please get a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
roll call. Junior, roll call.
Evelyn.
Yes.
Najib.
Yes.
John Hyler.
Yes.
Jeff Hawkins.
Yes.
And David Leonard.
Yes.
Mike, I'm just not asking because you weren't at the last meeting.
Thank you. All right. Very quickly, we just have a couple contracts to review. So Miss Ellen, if you could walk us through, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm actually going to ask Beth if she would like to talk about the A and C, both of which are the special collections. And I believe Beth is on.
I believe I'm on. Can everyone hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So good morning, everyone. So I am presenting on two expansions of contracts, one for metadata specialist and one for some aerial drone services. I'm going to talk about the first one, which is the metadata specialist. We have been for the past year plus working on a project to transcribe our anti-slavery collection. As part of this was done in partnership with Zooniverse. As part of that process to make these transcriptions available online, we're undergoing a fairly complicated approval process involving a number of contractors who are comparing the transcriptions against one another to make sure that the transcriptions are correct. The expectation is that this work completes in FY22, but to oversee the complexity of this project, we have a project manager on board, Megan DeRochis. We would like to expand her contract from $10,000 to $22,000 to complete this project this fiscal year. This is funded through the associates of the Boston Public Library, so this is externally funded through an affiliate. So this would be expanding her contract by $12,000 this year so that we can complete this work with her specialization. Are there any questions on that? Okay, then I will launch into the item C, which is aerial drone video services. Meg Weeks, our curator of interpretation, has been working with Above Summit to create a 360-degree virtual tour of the McKim building. This is part of our focus on outreach and kind of expansion, particularly in virtual services. So the goal for this project is to allow users to virtually explore spaces and also click on various assets to create sort of a virtual art and architecture tour. We've completed filming, we completed one phase of filming in July. We were able to get most of the footage, but because it was a rainy day, we need to actually add some additional footage. And we also have some additional nodes we would like to create for this. The current scope of the project was $10,000, but we are asking for an additional $5,000 on that contract to include additional video coverage and some drone footage. This, again, is externally funded through Bank of America through the fund. So those two projects, we are looking for your approvals for that.
If I could, the amount actually came in late last week at a little bit more than the 5,000 we were initially estimating. It's 6,700.
Okay, sorry about that. Thanks.
No worries.
Thanks for the clarification.
And it's coming out the way you guys like. I mean, it really looks good because it sounds like a great idea.
It's spectacular. We're really excited about it.
Great. Well,
And then, go ahead, John, sorry.
no, go ahead, Evelyn.
Question is, I'm assuming, but I'm not gonna assume, the BPLF approved the amount, right? Because they're paying for it. So
Right,
is this final approval from trustees for awarding the contract?
exactly, because so we have the approval from the fund, but we maintain all the contracts through the library so that we can enforce them.
Okay, just want to make sure we have approval from the fund.
Yes.
Okay. And then what did you mention? You mentioned additional, to me, it was the scope change. What was the details on the scope change?
For the drone footage?
Yeah,
Evelyn?
yeah.
So it's just adding some, we weren't able to complete some of the footage. We wanted to add some footage so that we could expand the tour. So they will come back and do additional filming.
Part of it, Evelyn, as I understand it from Meg, is to go up the staircase. So if you are somebody who has mobility issues and are unable to go up the staircase, the drones will take you up as if you were in the building. So it's not necessary to complete it, but it makes a much nicer tour for people.
Got it. All right. Pamela, we can do those. Do you want to do the whole lot or you want to do each individually?
Whatever you'd like.
Oh, we have a second one. So we have
Okay.
the
If
other
you
one.
want to do the second one, Evelyn, I can do that. And I think David might have some information on that as well. But the second, APCO Graphics created all the signage after the renovation project at Central Library. So they have the templates and all the information. We are updating certain signage throughout the Central Library complex. It does say McKim Building in the heading line. It should be Central Library. That's my mistake, and I apologize. So for $26,000, we'll do an update to signage at Central.
Yeah, I just want to add, if I can, that in the process of these updates, due to name changes of different departments and different spaces being used for different purposes, obviously the goal is to make it easy to get around the building, but we're also using this opportunity to reduce the frequency with which we refer to Philip Johnson as the named person for the building, even though we've never named the building after him officially. In recent years, it has come to light that he's a complicated individual with a past of support for National Socialism, and so we'd like to use the opportunity to diminish use of reference to his name in wayfinding.
So thank you for the explanation, because I was going to say, we invested in wayfinding a couple of years ago, and I'm like, okay, so what are we changing now? But then that made sense. Any
Yeah,
more
in some
questions?
ways, I mean, this will be a periodic line item that we will need to do every so often as we do update service names and locations and certainly as Rare Books comes online later next year, we may have a few additional updates. But the benefit of going with APCO, of course, is that they were the original manufacturer for as Ellen has said, the most recent implementation. And so it's easier to work with them, and we're happy with their work.
All right, any questions? Motion,
So move.
second,
Second.
Pamela, roll
All right,
call?
This is a vote for all three of the.
Yes, please.
Arana Ortiz,
Yes.
Ball,
Yes.
Heiler,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Leonard,
Yes.
and Rush.
Yes.
Do we have any? I didn't make a reminder to put anything in the chat if you wanted to be on the public comments. I'm going to take that as an opportunity. If you're from the public, you have any comments, please let us know in the chat.
Or if you'd like to sign up to give public comment, just put your name in the chat and we will open your mic and call you to speak.
Thank you. All right. Any new business from everyone? No? At least you could hear me today. Nobody
Congrats,
could hear me. I was a mute for the past couple of days. It still didn't work. All right. Anything in the chat? Anybody signed up?
There's no public comment.
All right. Well, this was quick. Less than 15 minutes. Look at that. All right. With that, we adjourn.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye-bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a
Nice to
good
see
week.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
joining us,
you.
Ellen.
Bye-bye.
Invitation.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Jay. If you could